Hi, beautiful. This week's reading, amongst other things, is about communication. It's very important this week that we communicate our desire. And in the reading, it says why, it says how. There's a lot about it. So, if that seems of interest, click below and find out how and why you should communicate what you desire to your loved one. Loads of love. Have a great week. Love you lots. See you soon. Hi, my gorgeousnesses. We have stepped into a new, I'll call it dimension. This week, the past couple of weeks, have been extremely fast moving. There have been some big highs and some big lows for some people. As I explained last week, the point of all this, and the point of the highs and the lows, the point of the experiencing of the spectrum, is so that we can clarify our desire and clarify what we want. Even when you're in the depths of despair of what you don't want, what you do want becomes very, very clear. And you can just flip it to find that if you're not sure. That is the first reason, if you want to call it that. The second thing, and this is very important, this is the most important aspect, is that you clarify your desire and you do not look to the world to give you the circumstances for that desire. What happens is when we look to the world, we look to our environment and we look to see what happens, which is only from our perspective, remember. It's only from the perspective that we have in that moment. So, for example, I wake up, I want chocolate ice cream. There's a gelateria just around the corner from my apartment. But it doesn't open until 10 a.m. and it's 7 a.m. It seems as though I can't have the ice cream, but it's craving. I have a craving, or it's really, really important. And so then you feel bad because the circumstances aren't there. And then I was going to say, but then you can, you could get up, get dressed, go there anyway, and someone is there early doing a new batch of chocolate and you get your chocolate ice cream. It's a bit of an obvious kind of example, but what I want to say is that it's very important not to allow what seems to be, when it is either positively bolstering your desire or negatively taking away from your desire, that your desire is separate from those circumstances. This is this week's message. Your desire is highly important. If life seems like it is not conducive to that desire, that doesn't mean that you let it go. It doesn't mean that you force it into being, because that's a completely different kettle of fish. That's action that we take. But we must allow the desire to be true in us first. And I'm not saying don't take action either, but I hope you understand that the first part is that we do not separate ourselves from our desire with circumstances, or connect ourselves to our desire through circumstances either. If that makes sense, because essentially what we are then doing is I go to the ice cream shop, there's no chocolate, I don't get chocolate, I don't ask for chocolate. They have 3 flavours only at the moment. But if I'd asked for chocolate, they would have told me that they had some chocolate that was just being made and it would be ready in 10 minutes. So I hope that's clear. And for some reason, these crystals are wanting to say hello. Citron, you know, abundance. Wanted to say hello. And I intuitively read things. So what do I get from this citron? I get, let's read it. There are some mountains to climb in this regard. But life would just not be fun without the mountains to climb in order to achieving your desire. Your abundant desire, the abundance of whatever you want. So do not be afraid to desire, and do not be afraid to fear. Scaling mountains can be scary. And you reach the top and then you come down again and then there's another one to scale. But that is just so much more interesting, and the views and the experience that you have on that path through those mountains is so much more enjoyable than just a flat landscape. Flat, boring landscape. You know, it gets tiresome. You don't need to walk through the desert. You aren't walking through the desert. The mountains are there to give you life. And desire is what will take you to the top. Okay, so that was that. And now on to the masculine, feminine reading. I've had a good shuffle. And let's get these babies out. I hope you've had a great week. It's so good to see you. I'm really excited. Oh, they wanted. Oh, there we go. Oh, even more secure. There we go. I literally kind of woke up needing to do this. It was just there. So maybe slightly earlier than usual, but that's because it's needed earlier. And let's go. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. I mean, seriously, what could back up that message more than the Ace of Pentacles? A delivering of everything that you want, a delivering of abundance in a practical way. And this card is saying your desire is practical. Pentacles are of earth. They're manifest. And the Ace of Pentacles is saying it is manifest. It is here. Big opportunities, especially in the wake of that message just given. The opportunities are being offered. New, bright opportunities every day. Every day is a gift and a new opportunity to achieve exactly what you desire, aside from anything. That does not mean that we go about forcing our desires onto others either. But happiness, joy, freedom, peace is living in alignment with your desire. It matters not what others are believing, doing, desiring. So there's a difference between expressing your desire organically because that makes you feel good and impacting others with that, and deliberately making somebody wrong and then trying to change them, if that makes sense. And this includes on a global scale or on a one-to-one level. It is a little bit complex to understand because it seems like it's paradox, and it is.
Because it's not saying don't take action, but there's a difference between action that moves through one, which is always in alignment with the whole, which I hope some of you understand the experience of, and self-I, ego-based desire. And I'm not one to really make things wrong in general, but it's not that it's wrong, it's that it's just not powerful. The I that is not connected to the whole is just not very powerful. The whole is huge. It's like this massive fuel tank. And clarity, you know. So yeah, but it's here for all of us. If you're watching this, it's here for you. Whatever you want, it's being offered. Let's get the rest of the cards out. This is a really exciting session. Right, I'm just going to move it around a bit so I can sort of know what I'm doing here, because I'm really going with the flow here.